Well, we're back on air, Petros.
So excited to be
Would
back.
you say we're back on air? It's really, we're back in the pod.
Yeah, we're back in the pod, yeah.
Back in the pod. We had a little bit of a postponement from last week's gig.
Yep.
Obviously, you know, work calls first.
Of course.
So, yeah, that's all cool. We're back. We're here. We're another episode. Just letting everyone know that we're not going to have Damo on tonight from Penthouse. He'll be back on with us, hopefully, next episode.
Yep.
So we did promise that we're going to get into some hot and naughty topics, you know, on porn and mental health. But, guys, we're working on some really, really, really big stuff and some really big names to come on our show. But, hey, we're here. We're back.
We are.
And how's your week been?
It has been the cold. You know, I still cannot believe that Mount Gambier is the coldest place in the world. I had to sleep with 2 jumpers on, and I never go to bed. I mean, I don't know how you go to bed. I like to be naked, yeah, and to, you know, have to cover the willy. 2 jumpers on.
Could you find it?
No. It was gone. It was
gone.
gone. There was this
that
cool
cold,
breeze.
That cold.
Yeah, and I said to my dad, like, can you close a window in here? And it's like, what for? It's warm. I'm like, it's been 3 degrees every night, Mount Gambier. The place is the coldest place I know. So
he sleeps with the windows open.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why. But again, he does have the reverse cycle pumping.
Mate, the other night, Adelaide hit 3.1 degrees at night.
Yeah,
that was bloody cold.
Yeah, and I saw it felt like 1.3 or something, 1.4 degrees.
and the cars were frosted with ice in the morning.
Unbelievable.
Crazy stuff.
And then on the other side of the world, you've got a permanent heat wave.
47 degrees, I think, in Greece today.
Wow.
My mum's leaving in 2 weeks' time to go to Greece. I don't think she's ever going to experience the heat like there. Yeah. It's just, we've been hot here in Australia. I think last year we copped a 46 degree heat day or something like that. Yeah. But what's happening in Europe at the moment is just out of control.
Well, we haven't really had a heat wave. Now I'm talking about weather, but we haven't really had a heat wave since maybe 2007, 2006. That constant, 2 weeks of heat wave.
Oh yeah, when we had 2 weeks of 40 plus days. Yeah.
You know, and the warmest and the coolest it got down to was like 31 degrees overnight. So, good luck to the guys overseas, and probably what a time to be away overseas, really. Soaking up the Grecian sun, and I look forward to seeing a few of my mates come back.
Every man and their dog is literally is in Greece at the moment.
100%.
It's quite funny. We're here tonight in the Titans club rooms, and the Adelaide Titans soccer club club rooms. Yeah, and we're in just to describe it, the club rooms are phenomenal. First time I've been here, and this is amazing. Petros is involved with the Titans, so he said, hey, you know what, let's come down and record there because I've got some soccer duties on. Yep. And it's just quite funny because outside is a public park, and as I'm turning my head, there's someone on there. It's very dark out there. I can't see a thing. But there's someone on their mobile phone with their flashlight on, looking through the window. And I just keep turning my head. And I don't know if they can see me looking that way. Yeah. But, I don't know. But there's people outside there. So I don't know if they're just fans.
I was going to say, maybe they're following us. Because I know that our podcast has started to reach all heights at the moment. So it's gone across a few countries as well.
Mate, I'll tell you what. If you want some statistics, I will give you some statistics on how our pod is currently going. And I can't thank the amount of people listening to this pod enough, because our last episode... Yeah. So this might not sound like a lot, but for a bunch of little guys, I'm pretty stoked about this. We have received over 444 plays on our last episode alone.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Wow.
The biggest listened to podcast episode in our series so far is Buff is the Stuff, which obviously was Mike, Magic Mike, and that hit over 515 listens. Right. So for me, I'm stoked.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's a massive amount. Biggest platform that people are listening to us are on Spotify. Yeah. So we are on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple. Yep. But yeah, look, guys, thank you very much for your support. And I have received a couple of messages through our socials and emails that I might read a bit later on on the podcast.
And I know that the these are almost the hottest seats at the moment because I've got people reaching out saying, I want to come on as well. So,
absolutely. I've got 2 guys that are listening to our pod week in, week out, and they messaged me last week going, where the fuck's your episode? What's going on? And I'm like, shit, I better put something on Facebook that we're postponing for the week.
Yeah.
And then they ring me and go, is everything all right? What's happening? You're like, can I come on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, when we do our next recording. So we've got some really fun people coming on too that 100%. Are listeners, and we're going to go through life with them.
Yeah, 100%. I look forward to it. And like we always say, we want to get involved with everybody's story, and it's an opportunity for people to come and share their stories. So look forward to having a few of our local guys come around as well. So
I have had one person.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say whether they're female or male, but I have had one person going, that co-host of yours has such a sexy voice.
I hate this. I hate being put like this.
Yeah. So I said, well, that's why I chose him.
Yeah.
So it's all in the MC Petros, the vibe that he's giving off.
There you go.
Hey, let's start.
Yeah.
This is Two Blokes in a Pod.
Hey, what is that?
The podcast where, well, it's a bit of this, a bit of that.
I don't understand.
Just blokey laughs and blokey chats.
Okay.
Whatever it is, let's get started.
Well, what do you think of our new intro?
Absolutely love it. I love it. I've played it in the car maybe, I don't know, maybe about 40 times.
Big shout out to Pastor Will, that's his name, Pastor Will, who put that together for me.
Yep.
I just randomly found him on an app called Fiverr, which is a freelancing app.
Yes.
And I said, mate, this is the idea that I have. This is what I want. Pretty much very easy script to go with.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it at all.
Yeah.
And bang, away we go. So I thought, hey, that is really funky for a Two Blokes in a Pod.
I love it.
Podcast.
Big shout out to him. Thank you very much for supporting us as well. And,
So thank you. And mate, let's get into it. I know hot topic of the week.
Yeah.
We love talking sports.
Yeah.
And the hot topic of this week, other than the bullshit happening in Melbourne with the cancellation of the Commonwealth Games, is, of course, Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Massive scenes. Let's hear it.
Well, look, for me, I didn't even give Alvarez a chance against the Joker. I think Novak is, and everyone's going to agree here, he is the GOAT of the sport. He's been at the top for a very long time. I think that we saw for the first time maybe a bit of frustration from Novak, which was very out of character, I think, from what I expected. I mean, for him to smash a racket, you could tell the frustration was setting in. It is probably hard as well to lose to such a young guy coming through the ranks, but it's good to see that there's going to be, I guess, new blood come through the sport, and probably unfortunately for our country, Nick Kyrgios and Thanasi Kokkinakis, very good athletes, but like Leighton Hewitt said when he was interviewed at a press conference many years ago, when they interviewed Leighton, they said, what do you think of these two young guys coming through? They were 21, I think they were. And Leighton's response, which was absolute savage, was by 21 I had already won Wimbledon. So to see someone do it again that young is phenomenal. So congratulations to him. But by Novak, I just thought that, for the first time I've seen a frustration side to Novak. And I didn't really think that he had one. Again, he's a lot older. And
the one thing that I admire about Novak is I see him as the Zlatan of tennis.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
His mental strength, his composure, he is just on another level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To outlive and outplay Nadal, Federer, especially Federer, who I think Federer was once the Zlatan of tennis. To outdo these two guys and to have won 23 Grand Slams makes him a machine.
Yeah.
Right? I think he really wanted this win purely because he wasn't allowed to play last time. Or no, he didn't get the points for playing last time because of all the bullshit politics that happens.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, he's been banned from a few of the big tournaments.
Yeah.
So he really wanted this because he wanted to, continue this year by winning every single Grand Slam. He's already won 2 of them.
Yeah.
He wanted that third to win the 4th. But look, Alvarez is Alvarez or Alcaraz.
However that
Yeah,
works.
whatever
it is.
He is definitely the new blood. And this is what tennis needs right now because after Novak, who's left?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And he really put Medvedev to bed, which I was, again, I didn't expect him to do that. I'm not a massive tennis fan. I only watch it when the Aussie Open's on, and I do watch occasional the Wimbledon because the time slot wasn't too bad. And I had nothing to do in Mount Gambier but to watch it. But I feel for Novak a fair bit, and I say that continuously because even off the tennis court, he's just an absolute gentleman. We see so many videos of him, and that is the reminder of the Zlatan. Dancing up in hotel rooms, the Serbian music cranking, and he's on another level. But to see a young guy come through, that young especially, is just, look, what happens when they come to the Aussie Open this year in January? I know that we know what Novak's like. He bounces back, and when he bounces back, he takes it all. He doesn't leave anything, on that court. He wants it all. So, looking forward to seeing, and for me, that's, even though they say the French, is it the French Cup, whatever it is probably the second biggest. I think that the Aussie Open, the French Open, I think that it's the Aussie Open that's the second biggest tournament to win in my eyes, and I think that he'll come here and absolutely cruise.
Yeah,
through.
so there's 4 majors, which is they start with the Aussie.
Yeah,
they go to
the US. Is it the US?
Is it France? France next?
Maybe.
And then they go Wimbledon mid-year, and the next one is US.
The US Open,
right?
Yeah.
I don't think the US is as big.
Nah.
But yeah, Wimbledon definitely is the home of tennis.
Yeah.
So that's the massive one, and I would say Australia's next.
I think Australia is next too. I mean, don't get me wrong, the US Open is going to be big because of the sheer fact that they have the population.
Yeah.
Where that population is, how many times there?
Yeah, but if we compare the size of Australia to the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, we're a blip.
Let's be honest. Yeah. The amount of people that go to these matches and just the massive tournament that we put on.
Yeah.
Come on. I think comparison with the amount of population we have here, we must be a very big tournament and a very popular one indeed. And a lot of people love traveling to Australia.
Yeah.
Think of all the lead up tournaments that we have to that. We've got the Adelaide Open, the one in Sydney, the one in Perth, the Hopman Cup, and all those other international cups that they do, the international tournaments. It's phenomenal. Like, Australia turns on in January.
Agreed. And that's the thing too. And even like, I was lucky enough in 2018 before COVID came through. Was it 18 or 19? The last Open before this
19.
pandemic happened. Yeah, 19. I got to go with my brother and a few of my really good friends, and just to be in the crowd. And we were lucky enough to be at Melbourne Arena with Nick Kyrgios playing, and wow, and don't get me wrong, Nick Kyrgios is a very, very good tennis player. But to see, later on Novak play and the crowd that comes to that is phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I think Kyrgios, though, is a showman. He's not there for the sport. He's there for the entertainment.
Look, for me, he's highly competitive. He doesn't like to lose. I think when he starts to lose, he gets into that downward spiral rant that he's been in. He's faced, obviously, a lot of issues, mental health as well. Which we need to acknowledge. He's had, people. I don't want to go too much into his personal life about it, but when you put in all these elements, for what he's done and what he's been able to achieve. I think that he is a good player, and he's a sensational doubles player with Thanasi. Him and Thanasi are just this ultimate show pony, winning machine. So that's the cool stuff. I mean, look, like I said, I was lucky enough to go there in 2019. I went to the game that he played, the Russian. He was up 2-0, and I looked at my brother and I said, "Thank God we can go home," because the plastic chairs are terrible to sit on. And the prick ended up going to a 5-setter and ended up winning, so it was worth it. But geez, 5.5 hours sitting on plastic chairs in Melbourne Arena, whew, I'm out. It wasn't comfortable. But he is a good athlete, and I think when people come here and they get to watch him and they see how good he is on home soil, he's just he's special. He does put on a show, like you said. So look, I'm looking forward to going to the Aussie Open, and we should go one year because it is phenomenal.
Well, I mean, in terms of international sport, that's probably going to be the only thing to go to soon. As you saw today, Melbourne's called off the Commonwealth Games 14 months after saying, yeah, we'll host them.
Unbelievable.
They are calling it off because the cost has gone from 2.6 billion to 7 billion. How the hell do you make a deal to run a competition like that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, things have gone out to 7 billion. Explain that to me.
You know what I don't understand? We can print money. So, they're going to make money. The revenue's massive in it. I mean, we're lucky enough as well now to have the Women's World Cup, which is massive for our country as well.
I'm bloody excited about that.
Are you going on Thursday night, by the way? Oh, not this Thursday. Obviously, you're not going to...
What's this Thursday?
Thursday night, Matildas are playing.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to the game.
No.
I'll watch it somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going to watch
it. Titans.
Oh, you guys...
we got it here. Yeah, we got it here.
Excellent. Well, then I can come here. But, yeah, definitely I'm going to watch that. Yeah. As if I'm not going to watch the Matildas play. But, no, I've got tickets to 3 games and one of the round of 16 games.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. You'd be stoked.
Well, you know what? I'm just excited that my home city is going to be hosting some 100%. Of the World Cup games.
100%.
And you know what? A lot of people are, it's nothing like the men's World Cup. Well, I don't give a shit. It's a World Cup.
That's right.
It's a World Cup.
That's right.
And they had 53,000 people the other night competing against the Melbourne Demons, who only had 20-odd thousand at their game.
Yep.
Right? At the MCG.
Yep.
So Marvel Stadium was alight watching the Matildas play a friendly game.
Yeah.
Friendly.
Unbelievable.
Right? And here we are about to enter the world's biggest soccer tournament.
Yeah.
The female version.
Yeah.
And I don't care. It's going to be fantastic.
Look,
I'm excited. I'm going to go see Brazil play.
Yeah, that's...
And you know Brazilians, they live and breathe. That's their religion.
Yeah. And you know what will be interesting too? The crowds that these guys pull. Especially Brazil and France and whatnot. They are very passionate about this sport. So it's going to be... I think the city of Adelaide will be alive again. Oh. It was... Look, I think our state puts on some great events.
Mate, this year alone, we've had some phenomenal events.
We have.
I mean, we start the year with the Tour Down Under.
Yep.
And then obviously we have the Australian Open lead-in tournaments that we have at Memorial Drive.
Yeah.
This year we were lucky to have a really great gather round with the AFL footy.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal weekend.
Yep.
We've got the Fringe festivals, and now the V8s are back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit happening.
Yeah.
It's just that Adelaide doesn't have everything happening every single week, which is fine.
Yeah.
In dribs and drabs, but it makes our city exciting. We're hosting how many rounds of the World Cup? It's amazing.
It is. Are they? And is it played at High Marsh?
Yes.
Cooper, sorry?
Yeah.
Cooper's, yeah. See, I like Cooper's stadium, the setup there. I think that it's a very Stanford...
Well, it's a pure football stadium.
It is. It's a Stanford Bridge feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice and tight around, the ground itself.
Yeah.
So,
and even the way they've redeveloped it and put more extra seating to make it 20,000 capacity, it still is an amazing stadium.
Yeah,
agreed. It doesn't lose itself.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put it at Adelaide Oval...
You lose.
You get lost.
Of course you do. And that's where... I spent a lot of time at Amy Park, and that stadium is beautiful too. We're lucky in this country, I think, that we've got some great football, soccer, AFL grounds. And when it comes to soccer, we can utilise them. I mean, like we said earlier, the problem with Adelaide Oval is that it is set further back. Definitely good for the AFL, but again, I mean, to have the World Cup is amazing. And I don't know how invested you are into even the women's football, the local league, but the SANFLW women's is huge now. It's a great weekend. To see a couple of the girls that I know really well as well play and win a premiership was magnificent. So, but let's get back to the blokes, because that's what this podcast is about.
Oh, well, wait, before we do, And the Adelaide Comets the other day, the women, they won the league.
They did.
Right, and they're in the grand final of the cup.
Yeah.
So they're doing really well.
Yeah, a big shout out.
And
to
I'm
Big
a very
Sav as
big
well.
supporter of female sports.
Yeah, me too. I love it
because for many years, it's all about the men.
Yeah.
The World Cup, AFL, it's always been about the men showing the entertainment. But you know what? It shouldn't be like that.
Nah.
But yeah, let's get back to what we were talking about. So obviously, we got to give kudos to Novak because his mental health strength is one of a kind.
Yeah.
But he's also a vulnerable person, right? And you saw that at the Australian Open that he won the year after he wasn't allowed to play.
Yeah.
He came in, he won the tournament. He was on a mission.
Yeah.
He did not lose a game, a set at all in that tournament, right? He went to the final. He broke down in tears after it from, I guess, pure joy, satisfaction, but at the just happiness.
Yeah.
He broke down and he just, and that shows that he is a human. He's a very big human.
Yeah.
Very big heart.
Yeah.
And, I just think that he may have gone into Wimbledon with a little bit too much arrogance and cockiness.
Yeah.
And he just lost it in that final.
Yeah, but they goats of the game. We talk about goats of the game. Goats of the game are a special breed of people. They're not everydayers. And now that you talk about mental health and mental strength, when it comes to, I go back to Michael Jordan. I've watched it again. Do you believe I've watched The Last Dance twice in the last 15 days? Because I just find that absolutely amazing that he is this GOAT of the NBA. But what I found fascinating too with it was, against the odds, his dad dying, his security, which was his fill-in for his dad, role model, all these elements that were thrown at him, and to still, when he broke down and cried, and people said, "Oh, hang on a minute, Michael Jordan is a human." It goes back to this Novak thing that these guys do have emotions, but I think that they're so heavily invested in what they do that it consumes their life, and when they get the ultimate result is when we see that they are human too, which is, great mental health, great mental strength. I mean, and
in a way, right, you got to look at Michael Jordan and you got to look at Novak in the other side, right?
Yeah.
Novak does this for himself. Tennis is a one-man sport.
Yeah.
Right? It's about them.
Yeah.
It's not about representation of anyone.
Yeah.
Yes, sure, they represent their country or they, where they come from and all that. Michael Jordan not only represents himself, but represents a team, right? There's another 4 guys on that court that he has to play for.
Yeah.
So his mental health strength also involves all the mental health of the other people on that court.
Yeah.
He needs to pick up the slack where other people, I don't know if you ever saw the story, but about Dennis Rodman, right?
Yep.
Dennis Rodman, he was a cheeky prick.
Yeah.
He was the bad boy of basketball.
100%.
Right? And there was a moment where he lost himself. He broke down. Michael Jordan had to go find him.
Yeah.
He found him in Vegas before a game day.
Yeah.
And he had to talk to him. He had to pep talk him to pick him up and go, right, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Right?
Even though he had just banged Carmen Electra too.
Exactly.
Okay, which is the most amazing,
He had just I know that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But he, that's what I'm saying. Like a good, strong minded person doesn't only look after himself, but looks after his team as well.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the phenomenal thing about Jordan. And that's why, to me, he will always be that GOAT.
Well, what did SEN or whatever it was, not SEN, the American
NBC,
they said at the end of that series that the most incredible thing is that he was in over 200 countries, an idol, a god, and he did it all without social media.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Imagine if there was social media, how much bigger he'd be. How much bigger he'd probably be, because he already is in my eyes. I think that he's the ultimate athlete ever to play any sport.
He'd be 100 billion times bigger.
But he'd be even bigger, and that's the scary part. So, I mean, all these athletes, we see it with CR7 as well. He's he's come to the end of his career and he still is so motivated and driven. And only 3 years ago when he did, or 4 years ago when he went to Juve, they said to him that his body conditioning was still the age of an 18-year-old's body.
Look,
and he's 30 plus.
He looks after his body so much that I think he'll be in his 50s and still be running around like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That's how phenomenal this guy is.
Yeah, and I want to see him in the A-League one day. I just love to see it. Only for, I don't care if it was a 6-week contract.
What, like a Romario contract?
Oh, this is Romario is
the biggest waste of money that was for Atlanta United.
Yeah, but to be fair too, it's good to see the sport say, you know what, fuck it. Let's go and get what we want, and we want to make this sport big. You know, we want to bring something, and good on them for doing it. So,
do you know what the thing? Look, I'm not going to get into politics of codes here in Australia because we all know that the AFL tries to remain the big code in Australia.
Yeah. It won't change,
right? But that's what's holding football back in Australia. The fact that these stupid caps that they have and the international marquees can only be a certain price level.
Of course.
If they were allowed to open up to more money, I think the A-League could be something. It could be a league that can challenge others in the world.
Well, look at it like this, just as a quick perspective. The AFL now has the men's competition up in high regard now. There's no failing in the men's competition that they are pumping dollars, serious dollars into the women's competition now. Now, if the A-League were allowed to have no salary cap, FIFA would pump money into it because wherever football, as in soccer, is, FIFA will back. So, and FIFA has a lot bigger budget than what the AFL will ever have. So, I think
my soccer club has been locked down because FIFA have literally bought our ground for the next 4 weeks. Right, the money that they're pumping to hire that ground.
Yeah.
Right. So a couple of the international teams that are based here in Adelaide can train.
Yeah. Right.
Do you know?
Wow.
That's the money we're talking.
That's the
here.
power there.
FIFA is doing that, not the country.
Yeah.
FIFA.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Jeps Cross and all that, they've been closed down.
Yeah.
For the next 4 weeks.
Services. Is it Service Stadium?
Service Stadium, Service FM. So a lot of the local leagues have to find somewhere else to go and play in the meantime. I mean, who cares? It's 4 weeks.
That's right. It's 4 weeks. And you know what? We're graced to have the World Cup here. And, like, let it roll, man. Like, who cares?
And the clubs are financially benefiting from it, so whatever.
100%. Anyway.
But, hey, you know what? We can go on and on and on about sports and all that, but, it's not really why we're here.
Yeah.
But, I had something pop up on my phone before about Nick de Vries.
Yep.
So I don't know if you know who Nick de Vries is. He's a F1 driver who just got sacked by his team, AlphaTauri, who's the baby team to Red Bull.
Okay.
Right? And they've replaced him with Danny Ricciardo.
Yes.
Who has been out of the sport for this whole year.
Yeah.
Because he quit McLaren.
Yeah.
Well, they dumped him from McLaren. Anyway, so this is a young kid, early 20s, who's been doing his best in a car that really has nothing special about it compared to the top teams.
Yeah.
And they've just posted about, how he was shocked and didn't understand what had happened. Now he's replaced with Danny Ricciardo. So think of how young this guy is and what he would emotionally be going through right now. Yeah? So he's gone, I've just been dumped from Formula One because I can't win in a car that can't compete
Keep up,
with the rest of the field.
Yeah, that's
right. So now it goes back on him. You were underperforming. You were shit. We're going to dump you. We're putting in Danny Ricciardo in.
That's cruel. That's cruel. And now what does that do for him as an individual?
Exactly.
Does he get the ability, the opportunity to drive somewhere else?
No other team's going to pick him up because there's no room on the grid.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens?
Yeah.
This is a young kid who has potential. But anyway, that's the mean part about life, I guess.
Yeah.
And now he has to find a way out of this ruckus.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Do you want to go into Bloke's Bits?
Oh, absolutely.
I've got some fun to talk about.
I'll be honest with you. We've been away for a week, and all I dream is about Bloke's Bits, especially when I'm looking at my bits in the shower. I'm so excited to talk this section. Let's go for it.
Now, I'm going to be straight out with you here. So a lot of people are listening to our podcast. I've had people go on and on about my stories. They want more Thailand stories. Apparently,
yeah.
They want more, and they can't get enough satisfaction from my wanking stories. My wife, God bless her, also listens to our podcast.
Oh,
wasn't too impressed. With my stories.
Yes.
But. You know, after a bit of explanation, this is a men's podcast.
Of course.
And, you know, we just got to be us. We got to be real.
Yeah.
Honey, I do love you. And I know you're going to listen to this, and it's not sucking up, but I'm glad you're enjoying our podcast. I mean, you know, she could have stopped right then and there, but she continued listening to the end of the episode, episode 4. So here's episode 5. Welcome. Well. All right, Bloke's Bits, let's get into it. Petros, I've got some real good fun stuff here.
Let's go.
Some hot topics. Now, where should I start?
Oh,
all right, one of your favorite topics. This is your favorite. OnlyFans. So, where do we start? Okay. 350 public complaints on to one of Australia's biggest advertising watchdogs over an OnlyFans content creator who put up a personal billboard in Perth.
Wow.
Now, when I say billboard, I'm talking those big fuckers, the 20 by 10 meter billboards, right?
Wow.
Where you're driving along a highway, and there is a billboard there with someone who is advertising her OnlyFans content, right? Her name is Savannah, and she's obviously paid big bucks to have this. But she is getting no less than $25,000 a day on OnlyFans.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
This is an Australian backyarder who's getting no less than $25,000 a day on OnlyFans.
Wow.
So this billboard would have been back pocket cash to her. And she has since racked up another few million viewers.
Wow.
At $49.95.
Wow.
Right? And is completely out of control. She's in that one, I don't know what it's called, the 1%.
Yeah,
the top ranking.
Yep.
Here's a photo of her.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah, fair enough.
So,
wow.
Now, just for those listening at home, I'm actually showing the photo that was on the news article. So it's not nude.
Yeah.
She is in the
It's
bikini.
not the one that you subscribed to and screenshotted and printed it for us. Yeah.
Correct. So people were concerned that it's, the sexuality behind the post and all that, right? At the same time, in Melbourne, they've put up a massive billboard, the same size, 20 by 10 or whatever they are, massive billboard on a game called Diablo 4.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, two topics here that we love. You, OnlyFans, me, gaming.
Yeah.
Now,
you just make me sound terrible in this scenario.
Well, you're the one that always brings it up.
I just want to sell my pots and pans.
So, I don't know if you've seen it around the place, but I've definitely seen it on buses. Their advertisement slogan is "Welcome to Hell," whatever city they're in.
Yes,
yeah. That's the game. Because do you know much about Diablo series?
Yeah.
So for those that don't, Diablo is Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2 is about killing the devil, Diablo. And then Diablo 3 is about Mephisto, which is another underworld figure. And then number 4 is about killing Mephisto's daughter, Lilith, right? So all, would I say, religious, bad religious names. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what characters?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, Blizzard Entertainment, the game creator, wants to get out there. So you've got in Melbourne, Welcome to Hell, Diablo, big billboards.
Yeah.
And then in Perth, you've got near naked people posting up photos for their OnlyFans, which is a business, right?
Yeah.
So what exactly do we see wrong here?
Well, if anything, look, the city of Perth is so far away. It's not like you're going to be cruising on a highway to, the Gold Coast, and you've got to pass Melbourne and Sydney and, see these billboards where you got to cover the kids' eyes. I don't actually see anything wrong with it in Perth. I mean, Perth is so far away that it's almost its own continent, isn't it? I mean, nobody even talks about Perth. So, to be fair, she's just respect to her, I guess, that she I don't know. She found a marketing advertisement area, and it's worked for her.
Okay. I think in the world that we're living in right now, I find that everyone gets offended easily.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed. Yep.
Now, it'd be hard to explain to a 7-year-old, what a lady is doing up there and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's advertisement. It's a business. It's like whatever, do as you please type thing. She's paying to put her ad up there, yet people are trying to tear it down. So if someone was selling, advertising their, I don't know, local hot dog shop, for example, and then they decided, we're going to call one of our hot dogs the Hot New Yorker or something.
Yeah.
What do you do there? And you hate New York, are you going to go sit there and complain?
Nah.
Nah. We're not in New York, we're in Adelaide. Why are you calling it the Hot New Yorker?
Yeah.
Give it up. You know what I mean? That's a really bad example.
Yeah, it is.
Bad example.
But it's,
But, it's like Best and Less. They once had an ad for women's underwear.
Yeah.
And someone complained that they could see a little bit of pubic hair above the waistline.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Are we going to get that? And what about like the Gilla mints? Do you ever remember that ad? It's about a 20-year-old ad where they depict a young guy sitting next to an old guy, and they say there's bullying and harassment in it.
Yeah.
Where the ad shows people that in the stands watching sport game, and one man calls a player a wimp, and the old man next to him offers him a mint. And then he becomes quiet after taking a mint. So people got upset at the word wimp because they're bullying and harassing the football players. Isn't that a fun part of sport, though?
I think so, yeah.
There's nothing more exciting and enjoyable than looking at a referee when he makes a bad call and calling him a white maggot.
Yeah.
Or these days, multicolored maggot, whatever their color they're bloody wearing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because they are a bunch of maggots.
Yeah, that's...
They make bad calls.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I get it.
I think too much political...
correctness.
Political correctness.
Yeah.
People just need to worry about themselves. Who cares what they're advertising out there? I get the Diablo thing. There's a lot of religious Christians and all that out there.
Yeah.
I get that. But you know what? End of the day, don't buy the game. It's a business trying to make money.
Of course.
Don't buy the game. Right? That's my bloke bit there, right there. If you don't want it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, just turn your eye and keep driving.
Yeah. Is this Savannah chick, is she copping a lot of stick about advertising?
Yeah. But from a minority.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that what this ad has done for her is increased her sales.
100%. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And now that there's a news article about it.
Yeah. She's opened it even more. Because it's hit international markets. Ooh, who's this Savannah bird? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she's gone from nothing
Yeah.
to something overnight because she's put up a billboard.
Maybe we should look at doing that for two blokes in a pod.
I reckon we should. We should start our.
You know which billboard we should put it on? I reckon the one on Hindley Street, on the corner of Hindley Street and Morford Street. You know, the one that's got the big, the one that's got it's the sex shop. They've got a sex shop thing about clicking, discreet parcels and this and that.
Is that the sex shop under the old night train?
Yeah,
right.
The actual board itself faces Hindley Street, and I drive a fair bit through Hindley Street and Morford Street, and that's the first board that you see when you look up and you see discreet buying toys. It's we should definitely look at something like that. I reckon.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Okay, here's my favourite one of the night.
Yeah.
All right, a British nurse was fired after a dialysis patient dies during secret car sex.
Wow.
So, a UK nurse had sex with a dialysis patient in his car and then failed to get help when he died of a heart attack, according to a disciplinary hearing that resulted in her being fired from her job. So, this guy was a cancer patient.
Yeah.
He was getting dialysis in the hospital.
Yeah.
And every time he was off the blood drip, he would be going into the car, shagging this nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the next drip.
Wow.
Until he had a heart attack.
Wow.
And he just carked it in the car.
Wow. These stories just don't seem to amaze me when it comes from you. How hard do you look for these stories?
I actually don't. Do
they come up in your Google suggestion?
I will be honest with you, man. Every day, without fail, whether it's a lunch break or whether I'm sitting on the toilet at work, I'm on news.com.au.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's an algorithm thing or whatever, but I'm scrolling down and I'm like, yep, okay, top stories of the day, rah, rah, rah. And then it gets to like the national section. So it just brings up like random stories from each state.
Yeah.
So obviously the Melbourne one tonight was the billboard of Diablo.
Yeah.
The Perth one was the Savannah one.
Yeah.
And then this one is in the international section where it talks about a British nurse. And it's just hilarious.
Wow. That story is just something that, look. What a way to go.
Penelope Williams has been struck off after she failed to call an ambulance for a patient after he had a heart attack while they were having sex in the car. She further explained that the patient started groaning and suddenly died.
Wow.
So, okay, he was coming.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, instead of coming, his heart pops.
Fuck. What a way to go. What a way to go. That's just...
you tell me, though, what the fuck would be going through your head?
When you look at it now in a bit from our point of view, it'd be pretty hard to jump and ring an ambulance straight away because you'd be like, shit, man, obviously the thought of losing a job and all those sort of things are happening straight away. And then I guess she just got unlucky. She really did. She didn't get lucky that day.
But if you were that person, if you were the nurse, right, and you were banging a patient, right, the patient died in a fucking car, of all places at a hospital, the patient dies in the car. Would the first thing in your head be, fuck, I better ring an ambulance?
I don't know how to answer this. I don't know if that's the first thing.
I wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't think that. I'd be like, oh, fuck. So what would you do? I'd probably drive off in the car. You know the Eminem song where he's driving with a dead body in the side, and pretending like they're by lifting the hand up and waving and shit. I'd pretend that the person was still alive or sleeping even.
Yeah.
Drive off and fucking dump him somewhere.
Fuck, you're ruthless.
Well, what the fuck do you do?
Jump on his heart, man. Give him some compressions, for fuck's sake.
I mean, she obviously didn't use her brain. She could have blown his dick or something, and he would have revived or something.
Maybe. That is the other thing, isn't it?
That's a really big heart starter, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't even want to know.
Fuck. Like, honestly, man, like, what is the world coming to when you have to bang someone that's half dead already?
Yeah. Let alone in the car park at work?
Yeah.
Like, can't you just go back to his house?
In the same respect for her, though.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. It's not like she raped him.
Yeah, true.
He wanted her.
True. But now she's probably going to go there for manslaughter.
Yeah, well, exactly. She would get done for that. But this leads me into my last story, which I think by far is the best thing I have heard in a very, very long time. Okay? Now, when you're a young, healthy male,
yep,
and heterosexual or homosexual or bisexual, whatever, right? You easily can get aroused.
Yeah.
By the sheer look of a naked person or the thought of a sexual thing. Yeah. All right. Some people need a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
Some people need particular medications and all that.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you think you might be able to drink to get the pecker up or get you in the mood? I know they say you can eat oysters. Oysters get you in the mood. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I fucking don't know how an oyster gets you in the mood.
I'll tell you the oyster story after.
But what's something popular that's easily available to you that you can drink?
Don't say your own semen.
No, man. No. Proper drink, you dick.
You're looking at me like it's we got along this line.
Hey, hang on. Are you saying that you can reach your own dick or?
No, mate.
I was going to say, fuck, you're talented.
Yeah, no.
No. So scientists have made the astonishing link between red wine and sexual performance. It can benefit men and women.
Yeah, right.
So apparently, men that struggle in the sack should crack open a bottle of red and go their hardest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep. So it can help with erectile dysfunction as well as boost testosterone and male fertility. And there's an actual study on it called the red wine and sexual function in men.
Wow.
So look it up, guys. But yeah, there's my tip for all the
I like it.
all the blokes. It increases blood flow to parts of the body, including all the sexual organs.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow. Well, can I tell you a story about oysters?
Yes,
now that
please
you said
do.
this.
Please
so
do.
In 2019, when we did go to the Open, we went to Conservatory in Melbourne. Now, $150 a head for all you can eat. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of eating pasta or noodles or spring rolls or things that are, full of MSG and they're sitting in your gut and you get full pretty quickly, yeah? I said to my brother, I said, how am I going to get my $150 worth of food? And he looked at me and he said, look, everybody knows that I'm a big eater. And he said to me, go the oysters. So we did. We got a table waiter, and I said to the table waiter, just bring dozen after dozen after dozen. And he said, how? Kilpatrick? I said, natural oysters. So the most impressive thing is I got to 10 dozen of oysters, and it was like, let's just keep going. So we got to 180 oysters myself, 15 dozen. And I was with a mate of mine that Dimitri. Shout out to Mr. Kalkanis, who was absolutely fucking mortified that I was a bottomless pit. And I got to the 180 and my brother goes, I've got on video, and he said to me, I cannot believe that we're at the 180 mark. You just absolutely annihilated these oysters. Now, a change of events happened in my guts where it turned upside down very quickly. And I'll never forget, we had our car in valet, and I said to the table waiter, I said, listen, mate, I said, get the car fucking ready because I'm about to fucking explode, And by the time I drove from the Crown back to Docklands to our apartment, It was on for young and old, man. I was on the toilet for over 4.5 hours. I used the pillows underneath my thighs to get them off the plastic toilet seat. 4.5 hours in the toilet to get rid of 180 oysters out of my guts.
So they came out both ends?
No, just one way. It was the most sickening experience of my life. I actually had nightmares.
Do you chew your oysters or swallow?
Nah, straight down the hatch, mate. Straight down the hatch. We're on.
180 swallowed oysters.
15 dozen oysters. Yeah. 15 dozen. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. The serious. And to be honest, like if you look at it from if you go into Crown, you know you're going to spend about $35-$40 for a dozen oysters, you know. So yeah, these are Coffin Bay oysters, so they're good oysters and they're good size too. And I thought, how am I going to get my $150 worth of food? So I smashed 15 dozen oysters, and I paid the ultimate price for it.
Is that your worst ever experience in terms of food poisoning?
Do you know the story about the bung sausage roll from Bolivar on the Run?
No.
There's a photo of me circulating on an ambulance stretcher from my house on the Green Whistle because I could not get off the toilet seat. I ate a bung sausage roll the night of...
What's a bung sausage roll?
A bung sausage roll is a sausage roll that was fucked. So I was really hungry in the morning at work, and I said to a friend of mine, we need to stop to get something to eat. I grabbed the cheese and bacon sausage roll at Bolivar, and which was my local spot. We always used to go there, and the guy grabs it out of the warmer and puts it into the microwave or whatever convection oven they've got there. And I said to him, what are you doing? He goes, we've got to heat them up. They're still a bit frozen. And as soon as he said that, I was like, fuck, I'm in trouble here. Like, I just knew my body was not going to cope with this. And about 6 or 7 hours passed, and I was passing the sausage roll for, I think it was, I was on the toilet from 7 a.m. I went and got a haircut at 9. I was sweating bullets. I jumped back in the car. I got home, and I actually I got a fissure tear in my asshole. So from going to the toilet too much, yeah.
Jesus!
That was the actual... the word.
Jeez!
Would you like me to top it all off for you? It's pretty fucked. It was my son's birthday, and I had to cancel his birthday party.
No! Why?
Because I was in hospital.
So this was around the same time as your son's first birthday?
This was my son's second birthday, I think it was, or third birthday. I was on the stretcher. I went into the hospital, and the doctor actually said to me, I know what's going on here. And I said, what is it? And he goes, you've got a fissure tear. And I said, how do you know? He goes, explain to me the pain. And I said, it's like the gates of hell have opened on my ass, and I was getting jabbed in my ass with a pitchfork. And that's not the most confronting part about this all, because we all struggle when it comes to going to see the quack, you know? We're like, oh, here we go. He walks into the waiting bay that I was in. They put me straight in straight away, and I said to him, what are you doing? He goes, can you please roll into the fetal position? And I said, what? He goes, roll over into the fetal position. I'm going to do an internal examination. And I said, what? And he goes, yep. And this bloke walks in, regardless of his nationality. You can imagine what nationality now he is. He's 6'7", right? And he is the intern doctor now. And he puts on these gloves that were 2 or 3 XL. And I was like, fuck me. What a way to... lose the backdoor virginity, with this finger, this bloke, and I could feel it in my stomach. Basically, it was the most fucked experience of my life. But as soon as he pulled his finger out, I actually felt 10,000 times better because he used the gel that numbed my ass. So,
and we're positive it was a finger.
It was a finger, yeah. It was a finger. And for 6 weeks, I actually had to finger myself, basically, to fit the gel in to stop the pain. So every time I'd go to the toilet, I'd have to use this gel. And I was at work, so I could not stop working for 4 weeks. And the doctor said to me, you're lucky it's only 4 weeks because the asshole itself actually repairs very quickly because there's a lot of blood flow going there. But 4 weeks of literally lubing my ass and fingering it just to get the fucking pain out. It was incredible.
You have just reminded me of something I wanted to talk about tonight.
Here we go.
And it's all because of your ass.
Yeah.
Why do you... Okay,
Yeah.
wait. No, let me rephrase this question. Do you enjoy taking a shit?
Oh, it's the ultimate office space. Yeah.
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 So it feels good when we're taking a really.
Yep.
I mean, not the big constipated ones, but
No.
when we have that
Just a
normal flow,
free motion of the bowel. Yeah.
Do you know why it feels so good?
Oh, I'm so scared now. Yeah, tell me.
Because the male G spot is in their ass.
Yeah.
Right? So that is why men love sitting on the toilet and taking a shit.
Wow.
Honey, if you're listening, this is exactly why I take so long on the toilet.
You know,
I honestly, I was reading something and I just came across that. And so the females have their G spots, in the front of their body.
Yep.
But blokes have a lot of nerves around that asshole area.
Yeah.
So when you're having a shit, it feels good.
Feels good. Interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, this did not feel good. I could not leave the toilet. And you know the best part is the paramedics came up, and I've got a double-story house, and they said to me, we can't get the stretcher up here to get you down. So you're going to have to walk. And I said, listen, I can't walk. Like, it's not possible. He goes, I'm going to give you the green whistle, which is fentanyl, I believe. And I said to him, okay. And then he looks at me and he goes, would you like to maybe put something on for some, covering? And I said to him, I've sat on this toilet for over fucking 6-7 hours. I said, I could not give a fuck what I look like right now. I said, just get me out of here. I was in agony. And I remember just being on the green whistle the whole time to the hospital. But
Fisher's asshole.
So it's a fissure tear, yeah. It's a fissure tear, yeah. So women get it in some women get it in pregnancy because they push so hard, and it is the gates of hell opening, and just getting jabbed with a pitchfork up there continuously.
I need to bring that one up with JG.
Yeah,
I really, because he's got 3 assholes.
Really?
Yeah, known fact.
How?
Known fact. Well, apparently one because he had an ingrown hair in his ass, and that created a crevice or something.
Yep.
And then there was another one. Look, he probably was a fisher's arsehole because the guy won't stop shitting.
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah.
Interesting.
For those that don't know JG, he was a previous host on a different podcast called The Toilet Trash Project. Yeah. Really suited him because that's all he does, just sits on the toilet. And there you go. He's got 3 assholes.
Interesting that you said about this toilet. He spends a lot of time on the toilet. Did you actually see, a bit of a shout out to you, JG. You're a very interesting man. Did you see the toilet EPL or soccer fantasy team of the century that he did sitting on his toilet? It was one of those soccer filters, and you choose with your head left or right of which player you're going to go, and you're going to build the ultimate 11 startup while he's on the toilet. Like, come on, man. You're on TikTok, and we're looking at you on the toilet. Like, come on, man.
Yes,
I expected a bit more.
I saw his TikTok video the other day that you sent to me. He's trying to act all model and shit.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That guy... Very, very, very funny guy. But, yeah.
Well, you know what? Now that you're talking about stories of opening up both ends, the only time that I have ever come across very bad bowel and esophagus movements was in Thailand. So I'll give you another Thailand story.
Yeah.
We were in the... or have I said this one? I don't know if I've said this one. But anyway, we'll discuss it. We were in the Sin City, Pattaya, the red light district, like I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
And one rule that was said to me before I left for Thailand was never eat off the street. Always eat in an establishment
100%.
or at the hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
Street food's bad food.
So I stuck to that, and I said to the lads, I said, mate, if you want to eat, we're going to eat at the hotel, or we're going to go to a restaurant and eat at the restaurant, right? And they said, yep, no problems. Even late at night, when, we'd come home drunk and all that, I'd say, all right, let's stop into the 24/7, whatever they've got there, the 7-Eleven, and we'll grab something to eat on the way home. Yeah. Anyway, so there was this one day where we ate at the hotel, and both the lads got the club sandwiches, and I decided I'm just going to go with the meat lovers pizza that they had in the menu.
Yep.
And a few hours later, no lie, after our tour, I wasn't feeling good. I ended up, bad burning diarrhea.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting on the toilet, out of nowhere, start vomiting all over the bathtub. It got so bad, like you, I could not move. I was stuck. I did not know what to do.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about a shared bathroom between 3 blokes.
Fuck.
I had no idea what to do. There was shit. There was vomit everywhere. It was horrible. It was a death scene. It was just so bad. I needed help. I couldn't do anything. I had one of the guys coming in with a fucking cover over their eyes to not see what's going on, right? They had a bucket they were trying to fill up to wash the fucking bath.
Holy shit.
I was still stuck on the toilet, and while they're washing the bath, there I go again.
Fuck.
I couldn't control myself, man.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I actually thought I was possessed by a demon.
Jesus.
Right? Anyway, I had to be taken to hospital in fucking Thailand. So they took me to the Pattaya International.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, this hospital room was like a fucking hotel room, man. There was 3 big screen TVs in my room.
Wow.
I was all on my own.
Wow.
There was 2 extra beds in case people wanted to sleep in the room too.
Yeah.
I had nurses that were coming in and out. It was, and they all spoke English.
Yeah.
Thai, but they all spoke English. It was, and then they just kept on bringing me drinks. They kept on bringing me anything I needed, man. Little did I know that 2-day hospital stay plus the medications that they gave me would cost me over 30,000 baht.
Whoa.
Which I think equates to about $2,000.
Yeah, I was going to say about 2-3 grand. Yeah.
2-3 grand.
Yeah.
And I tried to claim it on my on my travel insurance.
Yeah.
Guess what fucking happened?
What?
My travel insurance was registered for the month before I traveled.
Oh,
so not for the dates that I traveled. I traveled between the 15th and the 30th of February, the 15th and the something early March, but I had it for the 15th to something in January. So it didn't cover me, and I was out of pocket for 2,000.
Wow. But still, $2,000.
But that was a horrible situation, man.
Of course it is.
It hurt.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop. I didn't know what to do. It was pain.
Yeah.
Pain. All because I ate a meat lover's pizza, which I thought would be okay from the hotel.
Yeah. See, Val, at least you were in a nice resort. You know where I got taken? Look, I was in the back of the ambulance, and I said to the ambulance driver, the paramedic, I said, please, not the QEH. Take me to the RA. And he goes, we have to take you to the QEH. It's only around the corner. And I was like, dude, I don't want to go there. Like, you'll walk in there and it's just terrible. It's a terrible scene.
Well, they are rebuilding it.
Yeah, well, my ass was a bit early for that, wasn't it? I think anything that when you get sick, vomiting and gastro at the same time, I've seen it from a few people, and it's terrible. It is a horrible scene to be around. So
there you go. We've opened up ourselves a little bit more this episode.
Yeah, well, look,
I'm going to have to come up with a good name for this episode now.
Yeah, look, I didn't want to.
Shits and Giggles. There we go. There's the name of the episode, Shits and Giggles.
Oh, man. Look, I never thought I'd ever tell anybody the story other than those that got the photo of it was circulating so quickly. And people were...
You've hit big time now, mate. This is all the way to America now.
This is just... Be careful. I always just say, just be careful what you eat. And I'm very, very cautious now. When I go to the toilet, I'm actually scared sometimes to... if I'm on the toilet 2 or 3 times in like half an hour, I'm scared as shit because I know that the outcome could be I tear again. And mate,
well, the last couple of weeks, Petros, I've been doing the man shake.
Yeah.
Right, breakfast and lunch, and then having small snacks in between.
Yeah.
With a nice healthy dinner. Yeah. Haven't been eating sweets. Yeah. Haven't done any of that. I'm just really watching what I'm eating so I can just look after myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you go onto a new nutrition or a different diet or something like that, your body starts responding.
Yeah.
And with me, when I change my diet, I instantly get blocked up.
Yeah.
Right? So for the first couple of days of this, new plan, mate, it was like I was pushing out rock pellets. Like they were scraping against my asshole. It's the worst feeling. But then once my body starts settling, everything is back to normal and enjoyable after that, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of water, that helps. The more water you drink, the easier your stool's going to be.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck, that hurt, man. That hurt.
Hey, look, it's amazing because when I went through that, I actually went on this health kick. I rang my godmother, who is all about naturopath and natural whatever in Sydney, and I said to her, Nun's like, help me, man. She's like, look, you got to eat gluten-free bread, and I was spending $7.50 on a loaf of bread, man, and it only had six or eight pieces in it. I said, "What about the butter and this and that?" And I was really, really careful, and it only lasted about 14 days. Well, I think when the ass actually like fully healed and I didn't have to fucking finger my ass anymore, is that when I was like, "Fuck this, man! I want a fucking burger. Like that's what I want. I want to eat McDonald's again." And it went out the window. But yeah. Definitely,
But, you're not wrong there about the price of fucking food when you have to eat a specific lifestyle.
Let alone eating healthy.
I know there was a period of time, and this sort of still is, where, my missus had to go on a gluten-free diet, and my son had to go on a dairy-free diet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The comparison of dairy-free cheese to bloody a slab of bagel.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's like $7 difference.
Yep.
Holy shit, man! These people are on a gold mine.
I hear you. Well, it is. Yeah. I'm lucky that I can eat now again everything. I'm just happy to be there.
Oh, absolutely. I had a Zinger burger for lunch today.
Did you? They give me the worst. They give me I love them, but I just can't eat anything spicy.
I got to a point this week where again I got a bit blocked up, and I thought, right, what's something that will make me tear a new one? Right?
Yeah.
I ate a Zinger burger.
Yeah, right.
I kid you not. An hour and a half later, bang.
You're open.
Smooth runnings. Cool runnings.
Cool runnings.
It was great. Hey, let's wrap it up there. Next week, we'll definitely try and get Damo on to talk to us about Penthouse and porn and all that.
Yeah.
But we've got some really exciting things happening. And I'm not going to announce it just yet because I want to cement it.
Yeah.
But holy shit, if we get this rolling, you have no idea how good that episode's going to be. And yeah, that's it.
So when these future episodes come, we just can't talk about our assholes anymore, can we? We've got to be a bit more
that particular one will have to be like pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
Because of the people that we're going to have on it. But yeah, well, hey, you never know. We might be able to open up a bit.
I don't know. I don't know. Not like tonight. That's
definitely don't want a live display demonstration.
I can show you what the fetal position looks like.
Fetal positions and lubing the asshole.
Oh,
Jesus.
Shit. Anyway,
guys, remember you can follow us on socials at Two Blokes in a Pod.
Yeah.
That's TWO Blokes in a Pod.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Or you can email us twoblokesinthepod at gmail.com.
Yep.
I did actually get an email. Now, look, I can't tell you whether it's real or whether it's fake.
Yeah.
I don't know who the source is from, but I will read it. And I don't know. Do you want to be the judge of it?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Inbox. All right.
You got one of those drum kit things on those buttons? Or
hang on.
There it is. Let's do it.
Nah, we'll go this one. Oh, yeah. Suspense. There we go. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Okay. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, listen up. Been tuning into your podcast, and let me tell you, it's been one fucking wild ride. The way you guys rock that sexy accent and that deep voice. Caramba. You've got this chico from Puerto Rico hooked. Anyway, let's get down to business. The name is Luis Rodriguez. and I'm a gay dude trying to keep it real in a crazy island. Now, I wouldn't normally write about something like this, but you know what? You gave me the opportunity, and you say that you have an open mic policy. So I thought, why the hell not? So here's the deal. I had a mishap with a certain toy, and let's just say it's left me with some serious walking issues. I mean, I can't strut my stuff like I used to, and it's putting a real damper on my life. It's like a mojo got lost somewhere, and I need your help to find it again. Do you know, so far this sounds a little bit out of the normal, right? But let's hold our laughter because, if we were real therapists and people came to us with these problems, would we be laughing?
No.
Yeah, well, probably. Now, I know this is a touchy subject, but look, let's be honest. You're all men. You're all about men's mental health and tackling the tough stuff. So how about lending a helping hand to a big boy like me who's going through a bit of a rough patch? I'm counting on you, Val and Petros. Give me some advice, share your thoughts, and let's get this show back on the road. I'm sure there are other dudes out there who could use the wisdom too. Question, have you ever used toys on yourself, big boy Val? Or how about you, Petros? Thanks for being a kick-ass host and creating a space where we can talk about stuff openly. Can't wait to hear what you've got to say, mi amigo. Stay sexy and keep rocking that podcast. Abrazos fuertes. Luis Rodriguez.
Luis, bring your girlfriend to my house. What the?
Well, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He has a
bring
boyfriend.
These girlfriends. Bring your girlfriends to my house, and we'll examine them all. Not you, or I'm not going anywhere there. Look, if you
so from what I'm gathering,
it's real.
He's used a toy.
Yeah,
and he's probably put it up himself too far. And now he's lost his mojo. Or could it be that he realised being gay is not for him?
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
And he's just struggling to find out his sexuality.
Has the toy come out?
Well, that's the thing. He hasn't said that.
Maybe what he should do is...
Luis, what I would like you to do is send us another email. And maybe let us know, is the toy out? And that way we can sort of do a little bit. I think, no, you know what? Look, sorry, my co-host is pissing himself laughing. I'm trying to put a serious tone on here. But, without offending anyone, maybe send us another email. Let us know the answer to these questions so then we can go and have a bit of a research and see what advice would be best to give you. But is the toy still lodged up your asshole? What, is that a fair question?
It's a fair question. I think what he should first do is to go and get an x-ray done, right? Let's break it down for him. Get an x-ray done so we know where the toy is, right? And then we can work out from there. Maybe because it's been lodged in his ass, maybe that's why he's lost the mojo, because the G-spot's been pushed continuously to, 24 hours, 7 fucking operational business, Like maybe he needs to pull it out to see if he can get that release and excitement again.
Obviously this guy sounds Latino, and Latinos love to dance.
Yeah.
They've got some really sexy
So he's
smooth.
definitely not dancing, that's for sure.
Well, he's definitely not dancing. So
maybe he should try break dancing and have his legs spread,
Yeah, don't try Pontian dancing because you have to keep your asshole tight. And if you've got anything lodged up there, far out. But you'd think the salsa would, or the rumba, or all that.
Maybe you should eat a couple of salsas, Maybe they'll get it out.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
Go have a Zinger burger.
Good.
Go have a Zinger burger or have 180 oysters.
Yeah, nah, don't do that, man. That's mortifying. That is. Nah.
Or it worked.
Yeah. Also, I think I went through about 6 fucking rolls of toilet paper.
In times where toilet paper is fucking unaffordable.
Yeah. You just gotta look when you're in the hotel. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but what did you do? Like, did they have 6 rolls just
No,
there
they
on
had the
standby?
3. They had the 3, and I said to my brother, "Can you ring concierge and get some more toilet paper? You know, bring some more rolls up." I mean, look, you're staying in a big room. You know, we're staying in the Docklands. At one of my favourite places. We stayed at Docklands Private Prestige on the top floor, which is they've got 2 penthouses, and we thought we'll go on with everybody. Might as well stay, you know, and just keep bringing toilet rolls. It was anyway. I don't even want to think about those that memory. That was very, very painful, and I'm surprised I didn't get a fisher from that. So, anyway, next week we roll on again.
Lewis will have answers for you next week.
Yeah, when I can have. Well, let me sleep on it. Let me think about how I can help you during the week.
So much for let's wrap it up there. We've gone on for another 10 minutes, guys. That's it. See yous.
See ya.